What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to get into something oh gosh, it's not a laughing matter, but it's a real matter. But as you read about the topic, the title, your girl had COVID, and I'm going to give you guys a story time of my COVID experience. So stay tuned for the details. All right, guys. So your girl had COVID around early December. I got COVID-19, and prior to me getting COVID, I actually went to Walmart, but I went to Walmart on one of the coldest nights of the year, and I chose to follow the lead of my partner of having flip-flops on. So you know those Adidas flip-flops that you wear, and not only did I wear those, but I didn't wear socks on top of that. So I was not dressed for the occasion, and I believe that's what yielded me to get the virus on top of going to Walmart, which is not good ventilation in general. So fast forward after that, maybe not even a week or two after I went to Walmart, I immediately felt weak in my body. I literally woke up one day and I could not get out of bed. That's how fast it came, guys. Like, I noticed like normal body weakness and stuff like that like the first couple days before I was stuck in bed, but that's overwhelmingly what I experienced, is the weakness to where I can get out of bed. And it hit me hard, guys. It hit me hard. The COVID-19, the vid is what they call it, vid. It hit me super hard, guys. And not only did I get it, but my partner got it. And my partner is the one that normally takes care of me when I'm sick. Can you imagine that? The partner that normally take care of you when you're sick is sick himself. We both was in the bed, terrible, miserable. He still was trying to get up, but then eventually it got him all the way down to where he had to stay in the bed as well. So he was matching me. So imagine being in the bed for 2 whole weeks. I'll say about 2 whole weeks I had COVID. The crazy thing is, guys, the only reason I knew I had COVID is because I started to get sicker, and I went and randomly tested, went and got a test from CVS, a free test, and it said it was positive. Like within, I think they tested, took like 4 days to get the results. I remember laying in the bed with my partner, and I looked at him and I said, I got my results, and I pulled it up, it was positive. So I'm like, boom, bam, shabam. That makes sense of why my symptoms is severe. Like, even now I'm getting nauseous thinking about it. Oh my gosh, it was terrible. Not only that, guys, I didn't have an appetite, which typically you don't have an appetite when you're sick. I didn't have an appetite. I didn't drink a lot of water, and I started to become dehydrated. By like day 3 or about day 4 or 5, I started to become dehydrated, and that was a disaster. When I started to get dehydrated, guys, that's when it went downhill. Like, my mouth would be so dry. Like, I would drink a bunch of water, like 5-6 bottles of bottled water, and then I would be so freaking thirsty, and my mouth would be so dry, like just up in here, just dry. I had diarrhea, and then of course I called the nurse's line before this even happened. When I first seen the symptoms, I called the nurse hotline. I said, should I go to the hospital or should I stay in bed, essentially? And she said,
well, your symptoms seem like they're manageable. I wouldn't say to go to the hospital yet. For the doctor's office, I would say to just stay home, drink more soups, drink more water, take this diarrhea type medicine, and you'll be good.
I'm like, okay, boom, bam, shabam. I ain't gotta worry about nothing. I ain't gotta worry about a thing. Nothing but a razzle dazzle. I'll be better in no time. Boom, bam. Probably give it 2 days. 2 days go by. 3 days go by. I'm worse. Get new symptoms. I don't even have the same symptoms anymore. I have weakness, body aches, dehydration still, no appetite, dizziness. Should I go on? Like, it was just, so at that point, I basically called the hotline again, and I said, okay, now we got a problem now. Now we got a problem. Like, this is a little too much for you, girl. She said she recommended me to go to the hospital. I still didn't go to the hospital. Why? Why didn't I go to the hospital? Because I had to pay money from my insurance for copays. Girl already owe hundreds of dollars for my insurance. So of course I'm trying to prevent the hospital as much as I can. And in the Black community, we don't go to the hospital unless it's severe or to where, like, we get our checkups and stuff like that. We're starting to get better at that, but like, let's be real, we don't really like to go to doctors because we don't trust doctors. And I've experienced multiple occasions where doctors have not led me to the right place. It's common that I wouldn't do that. I'm so much of a strong-minded person that I'm like, okay, I'm doing what the nurse said, things are gonna get better. That's a no-no. If I had to go back, I wouldn't have went to the doctor, but I would have went to the primary care doctor. Let me reverse that for you. Bring it back.
I wouldn't have went to the doctor, but I would have went to the primary care doctor.
So if you have COVID-19, go to the doctor. Go to the doctor. I don't care if it's a deductible of $100, a copay of $100. Go to the doctor. Now, if it's more than $100, I don't know about that. So you're going to have to look in your pockets and figure out that situation. For the urgent care I was going to go to, they would have cost a copay. So I wasn't having it. So that's what I wish I would have not did. I wish I would have just took the bullet and put my pride aside, put my money and anxiety aside. And that's the thing too about anxiety. I'm going to get into that more in this channel. But the thing about anxiety, it takes over your brain and it like literally takes control to where you literally make decisions based on anxiety, not based on what you would typically do. So for me, I like to go get myself checked out, but my anxiety was saying, no, that's going to cost you money and you already owe this amount of money. Why would you go spend more money? Like, you see what I mean? Like, it's a no-no for me. But that's what happened, guys. So I decided not to go to the doctor, not to go to the hospital, and it was still persistent of nausea. I was feeling, the worst for me is the nausea and the body weakness. I could tolerate everything else but that. Everything else. I cannot tolerate that persistently. I was literally so freaking uncomfortable to where I wanted to die at a certain point. Or I felt like I was dying. I'm over-exaggerating. But I felt like I was dying, guys. I really did. I really did. Like, COVID is nothing to play about, guys. Like, it's really, really bad. But I noticed some days went by, right? Some days went by. I checked out of work. But no, guys, TV really got me through this phase of COVID because that's the only thing we could do is watch TV. I caught up on some shows. I caught up on Supernatural. I caught up on a bunch of stuff. That was all I could do. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time video of me having COVID. One of the reasons why I got hair loss is COVID, I believe, because COVID puts a lot of stress on your body. There have been tests or testimonies coming out that says that people have experienced hair loss. I was one of those people that experienced it. It's a freaking nightmare. It's a nightmare, guys. My energy level was terrible even after I got better. I went back to get a test and I was positive. My partner never got a test to get tested herself again, but I did, and I got positive. And even after getting positive, my energy, when I went back to work, it was drained. Barely could get out of bed. It was just terrible. So be careful. Stay safe in these streets, these hard knock streets right now. Make sure you get a vaccine if you're a healthy person and you don't have any health elements, because you don't have any other prior pre-existing conditions. If you have pre-existing condition, use at your discretion. Don't feel pressure to get a vaccine. Even if it's your job telling you need a vaccine, look at another job. Start looking at other stuff to make you money. If they say your life is not as important because you're not getting a vaccine. Like, look at that stuff, guys. And I did a story time of when I just quit my employer recently. You may want to check that video out to get some inspiration if you about that life. But I hope you guys have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the story time of my experience with COVID. And
I'm over COVID.
I'm over quarantine. I'm over COVID-19. I'm over the vid. Like, but we got to stick through it, guys. We got to stick through it. Unity in numbers. All right, guys. I'm out. Peace.